Hey everyone. Today with the Open Hearth, we are continuing our playthrough of Lordsworn. This will be our first week of actual events. My name is Donna, my pronouns are he, him. My three Lordsworn are Wulfrid Coins, the Grizzled Veteran, Trina Dalbini, the Flowing Water Dancer, and Xoti the Scarred Medic. Um, Yeah, I don't know if we know a huge amount about them, only their look and what they have as keepsakes. So yeah, let's move on. T.
All right, I'm T, she, her, and I will be playing Hestia Ember, the warm-hearted chef, Charlotte Duldelau, the noble knight, and Jorilt Shekrov, the wandering spellblade.
Hey, and I'm Mads, they, them, and I'll be playing Dandeus Fix, they, them, an eccentric engineer, um, Kai Hearthsworn, he, him, a freshly promoted lieutenant, and Sovan Celan, he, him as well, and he's a creed guard.
So, um, so this is the journey home. This is the first of our 4 weeks following the company as it journeys home. Each week will be marked by two events, with these events progressively becoming more dire and deadly as the world around you crumbles in response to the cataclysm and the death of so many gods. So in week one, um, our journey begins as a bittersweet contrast to the harrowing battlefield. The land shudders, but is not reeling yet from the death of gods and the shedding of so much blood. People are still humane, wanting to assist where they can, and death seems as far away uh, uh, for your Lordsworn. So, when we prepare for the first event, we're going to each roll 1d4, and we're going to assign to the events table under unaware for this first week. Um, And I guess that gives us the flavor of the scene and the challenge we have before us. So I don't know, does everyone want to roll a single d4 and let's see what we got?
I got a 3.
I
I
also
rolled
have a
a
3.
4. Okay, so yeah. So have a look at the table on page 68. We can pick from either result from either side of these tables. Um, what do you think? Because in terms of the entity, we have Lordsworns, which is interesting. A lonely hut. Travelers are a monastery.
And I do like other Lord Sorns, Sworns.
Mm, welcoming? I don't know.
Yeah, so we're thinking Lordsworns welcoming, I guess is interesting. And then either the action is going to be like recovering or settling.
Hmm.
What do you think, Mads?
Um, maybe recovering, because, yeah, this is the first part of the first part of the journey home. So maybe they're like just still recovering.
Hmm. Well, let's go with that. So,
I do feel like the uh, obvious first question we have is, are they sworn to our Lord? Are they also Mavosian?
It's a good question because certainly the text um, suggests that there were, at least several, if not many, gods slain at this cataclysmic battle. So if they were sworn to the same god as us, like why would we only be meeting up with them now, right? And why won't they join us? Um, which could be an interesting question, or they could be from a different god. What do you think, Mads?
I think it would be interesting to have it from a different god.
So the others in our pantheon are Thoris the Golden, god of sun, order, joy, and the Orts, Oriana the Veiled, goddess of the moon, magic, emotions, and secret, and then Lotyx the Eternal, goddess, uh, either of nature, the soul, death, and harmony.
Kind of like either the moon or the nature one.
Yeah. Do you have any leanings one way or the other, T?
I think meeting followers of someone whose domain encompasses death.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I think that's too on the nose or not. I think it's not. I think it's a good place to have a conversation.
Right.
On the nose, I think, is good.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's Lotyx.
yes,
Looks the Eternal.
the Eternal. Yeah. And so I guess so. Is this, they have a, a camp already set up at some place, and just ask us to join them?
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like well, I mean, welcoming just kind of implies they you know they're there first and they're welcoming and in recovery of a sort. I mean, like they're maybe recovering in their way, which obviously would not be our way, but I mean, like like we're seeing like how they're integrating themselves into the community they found themselves in, or maybe they're forming their own community, whatever works, or more dramatic. I don't know. Um, but yeah,
I might also pitch, and I'm happy to be
yeah,
gainsaid on this,
yeah.
that it's recovering in the other sense, like they are recovering perhaps the corpses of the dead.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that too.
Like, yeah, I mean, that I think that, or maybe like doing that and preparing some kind of funeral rites.
Yeah,
I think that it could be a really good role playing opportunity.
yeah,
And also, there's some danger there, right? Um, we have to be able to explain like what getting hurt or failing in this event means. So a little bit of uh, danger or you know risk reward going on. Okay, so so in the card room, I've also added each of your cards into a little mini deck.
hmm
What that means is that when you click on the little number to the top left, you can shuffle it, and then the top card will be something else. So yeah, when you click it, you should see like it'll tell you how many cards are in it, and it'll tell you to flip or shuffle it or
Mhm.
cut. So I guess we're going to shuffle and just take the first card out,
Okay.
and that will determine
Oh, sorry.
which of our characters is doing this thing. Uh,
Do we take them all or just the first card? I forgot.
just the first card because we're only playing one character in each
Okay.
of these events.
Got it.
And
And
maybe
which?
fittingly, I'll be playing my Scarred Medic.
All right, let me check. Who am I playing? I forget.
I will be playing Hestia, the jacked cook.
I'm going to be playing Kai Hearthsworn, our freshly promoted lieutenant. Sad boy. Oh no.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, just to make sure that we remember exactly who we're playing, we should pick it out of the drop down.
Okay.
I guess there is no harm in me updating my name, so I will
Okay.
remember.
Hold on. Do this.
You've taken my color mats.
Oh, sorry. Ah. I apologize. There we go. Sorry about that.
Okay, no worries. So I guess now what we do is we do the open narration with the scene established and the spotlight determined. Spotlight is just like which Lordsworns are in the scene. The Lordsworns discuss how they wish to handle the event before them, narrating what they might be thinking or doing. Each player will state how their Lordsworn acts or interacts with the event and each other, how they might be helping one another or doing their own tasks. Do not hesitate to add elements to the Lordsworn's backstory, including the existing bonds between Lordsworns and the Spotlights. Remember that the company has already been through a lot together. I guess that's the long-winded say of just let's roleplay. And when we feel like we have hit a moment of doubt, we'll switch to the resolution and roll some dice. Um, so yeah. What do we think? Uh, Happy to open up. Maybe we see Xoti, who is, I think, on the face of it, quite young, maybe in his mid-20s, but has this kind of haggard look, like he hasn't slept in a week, maybe not since the battle. Um, you know, blood in kind of every knuckle crack. Um, and you see him speaking to one of these other Lordsworns. I think uh, maybe someone in the kind of cleric area, like someone who looks like, again, not a combat personnel. And they are kneeling over a body, and I think we see Xoti um, cleaning the face of this deceased person, and this other character, this cleric, is helping, and despite maybe the fact that with their god's nature, I think seems a little bit overcome. um, at this moment. I think maybe Xoti um, calls over Kai to help lift the body.
Of course. And, pardon. The lieutenant is dressed in their worn armor, and has the captain's cuirass, slightly too large for his frame, and also his own bastard sword. So he looks like he's ready to have like panniers, but they're actually weapons at his sides. He hasn't put them down since starting out, but he will come over trying not to, hit anybody on the way over, and, will reluctantly put his weapons and horn down to help move the body. He's thinking a little bit of the captain and saying to Xoti, Is this part of their ceremony?
They're building a pyre, or at least a frame. Not really sure.
And he's like rubbing his head, his forehead. It is good to help them with the ceremonies. How are you? How are you doing, Xoti?
Well, I suppose it's just a pity we were too late. This wound looked like if we'd been together days ago, they might have survived.
Should have, could have, would have. They're terrible words. We should help them and just pay our debt for having them welcome us for this time being and press onward. Where's Hestia?
I think Hestia is sort of standing near the pyre and talking with one of the Lotyx's Lordsworn. Um, do we think Lotyx fell?
I mean, can the god of death, the goddess of death, die? That's a question, right?
Mm.
I mean, it could be a thing of, like, since it's nature and death and soul and harmony, it could be like a cyclical thing. Like, for them, it's more natural that, like, if they did fall, Lotyx will come back.
Hmm.
Because so too shall they come back round again, and such.
Yeah. I mean, I think like one of the prompts for like what effect the god's death has upon the world for Lodix is like that the spirits of the dead are abroad, in a kind of uncontrolled manner. So maybe like they have passed beyond and are, like you said, returning in this kind of cyclical way, but in this kind of interregnum, right? These ghostly events will probably become much more active.
Yeah, so I think Hestia's sort of finishing a conversation with this devotee of Lotyx and sort of learning of the uh, spiritual effects in the area. Um, and then I think we see her gesture to the pyre, and she holds up. She's the chef of the company, right? And uh, Mavos was keeper of the fire. So she's got a little ember pot that she always wears on her belt. That I think it's carved in the shape of Mavos's smiling face, but she's taken to wearing it with the face turned towards her hip instead of out. And she'll offer it and gesture towards the fire, and she's offering to light it. I think it's probably at that point that you two see her.
And
So yeah, how many uh, dead Lordsworns do you think we are gathering up with them? Is it just one or two, or just the one we've already focused on, or is it, a handful?
Hmm. We're on our way home, so we're not at the
mhm.
battlefield anymore. I would say no more than like six.
Yeah, because maybe these are the ones that had injuries too grievous to, to continue on with the journey, but they were trying as best as they could once they left the field, just to get them away from the field. And yeah, this is their
Or maybe
honoring.
there's like a some kind of star, or I don't know, like a hexagonal shape in the pyre, and one body will go on each side.
Hmm. Wow. Uh, so I think who's the ranking officer here? It's definitely Kai.
Yeah,
So Hestia will sort of turn as you're walking over and say, uh, Kai, you wanna do the honors? Well, I don't know, it's an honor, but the job.
I can. And he will bow to the ranking officer here for Lotyx's Lordsworn. By your leave. And, if it's okay with them, he will help them with the ember pot to start their pyre. And he
I
bows his
think.
head.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he was just gonna say he bows his head.
And as you sort of come out and emerge, Hestia will take the ember pot back and uh, I think she's probably fairly short, despite being very muscled. And so we'll sort of put a hand between your shoulder blades, comfortingly, and say, "One last little bit of warmth, huh?"
Yes. Chases away the cold that I know. Greeted our companions that fell. he has a stricken look on his face, and you can see it. I mean, he's not one to hide that. You know, he's not schooled enough to be able to you know hide things, and he's also too damn tired. Like the the battle was long, the battle was rough, and we're all exhausted. But yeah, he's. I think I think he knows you well enough to allow himself to show you how he felt or how he feels. So,
I think we and the other um, Lordsworn are around this pyre as it burns. You know, whatever Hestia has in her special sauce really burns, quick and true. And I think it's burning so bright and so warmly. We have to step away, but I think the others don't. They kind of, I don't know whether it seems to us that they're just taken in this moment or whether they feel like this is part of a ritual that they have to withstand this heat.
I think in the heat, like as they stand in the heat and we're behind them, I think we hear like a low hum, and it's like layered because we hear the hum from one part of the circle that's around the pyre, and then another like harmonic, like a part of the chord, like from a different part of the circle, and then maybe another note hummed, and then it just comes together as the flames rise on the pyre, and it's like a thrumming. It's something that goes in between them all and creating that harmony that um, Lotyx followers will um, have. I mean, like, I think we heard them in battle, maybe the distant hum of Lotyx's warriors. And then this is something like it, but this is for their funeral ceremonies, honoring their dead.
And I think it takes us a moment to recognize, but I think the hum begins to expand behind the circle further and further, and it is too many voices. And I think so do you feel Hestia's like hand just sort of like squeezing your arm, and she says, "I don't think we're alone."
And he'll whisper down to you, alive or dead.
They're always there. They're always dead, Kai. That's what you've got to cope with now. I think like the haunted look on Zari's face, maybe in the firelight, is something maybe you've seen before but haven't quite known what it was.
I think maybe Kyan actually understands it now. Because, you know, obviously hasn't seen as many injured or wounded or dead as maybe Zadi has. But remembering the captain and just yeah, just understanding what that look means.
And I wonder if this might be a reasonable time to roll. as there's some sort of, I don't know, coming together of spirits.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be chill. It'll probably be fine.
Okay.
So we're all gonna roll 3d4.
Okay.
And then we will assign one of those dice each to one of the Lordsworn
Okay.
in the spotlight. So one to ourselves, then one each to the other two.
And are
So
these
like,
rolled secretly? Should I open a second dice
Uh,
roller?
yeah, it says secretly.
but
I'm
I
not
thought the secret
too.
was like, who we're assigning to though.
Uh, well, it's also the dice should be rolled secretly, and then we assign them also secretly until we decide to reveal them all.
Oh.
So if you want to use that dice roller, you can. I guess we just won't pay too much attention to each other. Or yeah, like you said, you want to open another dice roller, or if you happen to have 3d4 handy physically.
Now, if you said 3D6, I'd be all over that shit. But I mean, like 3D4s, come on now. Ah, shit.
Um,
Oh, God. All right. Hold on. Let me open up another room. Hold on. Okay. Oh, man. Let's see.
And I think I did it.
Okay, hold on. I haven't done it yet. Events, right? Okay, so, that's all right. Oh, yeah.
I do like this as a way to uh, do things secretly and then reveal all at once, though.
Yeah. So, hold on. Okay, I think I'm ready. I think I did
okay.
it right.
Okay. So who wants to do the honors of ticking the box? The box of truth. The
I'll
box
do
of
it.
doom.
Okay, box of you ready?
Yeah.
And boom.
Oh no. Oh, buddy.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ah, that's so funny.
A lot of ones.
Yeah. Yeah, fours are my bad die, especially.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. So
What does this mean?
so it doesn't mean anything yet, because we get to assign our 3 dice to success, wounds, and morale. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's worth noting that um, uh, two, if we have 2 successes out of 3, we succeed in the event and we have no penalty. If we have 2 or 3 failures in the success one, then we do the event failure and we could get another bad effect. Um,
Fun. Okay. All right, so success. Wounds. Morale.
it doesn't say that we have to do this secretly, unlike everywhere else. So, like, we could say, "Oh, let's make sure we get a success," which may not be, which may be very difficult, given the dice you have, Mads. But it
Mm-hmm.
means, I guess, we know what we're paying attention to. Um, so I don't know. Do we want to discuss success, or do we just go with our gut?
Morale can't go above 8, right?
It cannot go above ace. That is
All
correct.
right.
I don't know if there is. I think we probably at the end of this process just look at all the pluses and minuses, and then we see where we end up. So
Mm-hmm.
a plus will probably not be wasted.
Mhm.
Um, but that's where we're
I know I
at.
might bring down the curve. That's the only problem. So it's like, oh, crap. So,
Uh, I think for Hestia, I'm gonna go for success wounds with fours, and then two with morale. Would somebody take one wound? Well, she'd take the one wound, right?
Yeah, so whatever you choose for wounds applies
Hmm.
to your Lordsworn.
okay.
Um, yeah, and morale obviously is to the entire company.
She'll take a wound. I guess there's a fight since
Or
a bunch of
maybe
us are getting hurt.
we take wounds from something else.
Yeah.
Maybe the rotgut whiskey, or maybe the ghosts try to inhabit us, or yeah, maybe there's a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we will narrate that when it becomes clear what's happening.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so we're all done. Uh, so we
oh,
have.
actually, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me just change that one thing because that doesn't make a difference, but this does. Hold on.
yeah, put the two in in the wound,
I was just gonna be
not
like,
the
oh
one.
no. All right, got it. Okay. Mm.
Um, okay. So you can, so just for the sake of declaring what's going on, Xoti will be taking two wounds, uh, has a success, and is losing one morale for the company. Um, I guess we can figure out what this looks like when we do the kind of closing narration, which again is more role playing. To exactly what that means, but I will mark the wounds already. Our poor medic is a bit worse for wear.
Mm. And Hestia has a success plus one morale, and also takes a wound.
Just one wound, though.
Yeah, just one wound.
Yeah, and our freshly promoted lieutenant is just like really down in the dumps, evidently. So, yeah, it takes a failure and success, one wound, and -1 in morale.
So that's a success in the event, and we take a net -1 to the morale of the company. So I'll just mark us down to 7.
Okay.
Not half as bad as it could have been.
Okay.
If we failed, we could have also either taken wounds or morale, which would have ended up in a dead medic already.
Oh my.
But yeah, that is that's all good. Hmm. So what do we think these wounds look like? Is this kind of possession, or like, I don't know, a fire as we fall asleep beside this giant kind of semi-magical pyre, or yeah, just a drunken brawl breaking out?
Hmm.
I, because we talked about the Lordsworn of Lotyx seemed not to be drawing away from the flames as they grew ever hotter.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it is sort of a possession. It's to what degree can we resist, reaching for the flames?
Yeah. I think there's a weird part of it where maybe Kai is like so down, um, despondent that he almost falls prey to it, but he will resist by like almost hauling himself back on the bastard sword and the cuirass, and then like he slips a little bit like as he's trying to regain control of himself, and then maybe he gets a cut, he gets a cut on his arm or his hand, excuse me, whatever's exposed. um so yeah, I think that's what happens, and he wakes himself up out of it, but yeah, he's feeling despondent, and that's why he's low on morale. Yeah.
I think maybe, and this is maybe leaning into a little bit what the dice I gave out as well. I think maybe Zodi is like looking away from the fire eventually and kind of sees those ghosts start to make their move. And I think he kind of steps in front of Hestia to protect her. And I think also like in his uh satchels of herbs and medical pharmaceuticals, he has something that he knows kind of keeps those demons away, and he takes a dose of it, and it kind of keeps them fixated on him, and they kind of have him under siege, like slowly hammering at his psyche till dawn. Uh, and that obviously has a huge impact on Zodi. They are really look on death's door themselves when we get to the morning.
I wonder if there's not a moment that Hestia has to like physically wrestle you back uh, from climbing into the flames. Come on, Zoe, keep together.
Yeah, yeah. I think you drag him out, and the kind of the he is like on the floor, like looking straight up at the stars, and I think the glint in his eye is still of the flames, right? Like almost like it's in him, burning him up. But I don't know, maybe a nice cup of Hestia's tea or whatever it is, helps bring him back around.
Yeah, absolutely. Something with actual calories. Maybe it's like trail rations. It's bread with I guess dried fruit in it. It's fine. And she'll break off a piece and I think she takes Kai's hand and just puts it in your hand.
And he just kind of looks up at you, like, almost as if he's trying to figure out or remember who you are with, like, bleary eyes because he was, like, half in possession and half fighting it. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And I think he takes it with his hand that got cut, that just now stopped bleeding. It's like dried. And he's is Adi okay?
I mean, no.
Why? What? And then, like, he'll, if you'll indicate where he is, it's like Kai will go over. Zadi, don't don't you dare. We're not leaving another one. Come on. And yeah. Maybe Zadi has the look of what he saw in the captain's face just before he went, and so he's like getting a little demoralized. A little. he's yeah. He's trying to imbue some strength in you by gripping your hands, you know. And
Yeah, and I think Zodi almost like wants to pull away, but then finally kind of just squeezes your hand back and clambers to his knees slowly before rising to his feet. And yeah,
No matter what, we stay strong together.
whatever you say, boss.
Real hard to be strong if you don't eat. Put it in your mouth and chew, Kai Hearthsworn.
And then he won't answer. He'll start eating, but he's eating mechanically because you told him so, not because he wants to. So
She will take it.
And I wonder if, as the kind of false dawn has broken now and it's proper daylight, we see that the the remaining Lordsworns of Lotyx have disappeared during the night. There's part of us that thinks that maybe they burnt up, or maybe they just walked away because their job here was done, but they are nowhere to be seen.
is the pyre completely burnt down? Like, we don't see anything. We don't see any remains. We don't see anything of the fire.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us are digging around looking for proof.
No, but I mean,
Yeah, but it looks like, you know, the six bodies or whatever have been consumed by this too bright flame.
I think as we leave, Hestia will poke around with a stick and see if she can find a single glowing ember and then add it to the pot, turn the face to her hip, and set off with you.
yeah.
I think we're like well down the road before anyone even says something. Like it is just kind of stony silence,
Yeah.
lost in our own thoughts as it disappears behind us on the road.
I think Kai speaks first. What called out to you? In the light of the fire, but in the dark of night. Something was trying to get me to go in. I didn't wake until I got this cut, trying to stop myself from leaping into the flames.
You think it was him? And I think that is like maybe other people haven't noticed, but I think Xoti being like back from the crowd has allowed them to kind of maybe know a little bit more. He doesn't mention the captain by name, but maybe you know that's who he's talking about.
I don't think he would have wanted me to do that. I'm responsible for who remains. He wouldn't let me do that.
Well, I guess you're just carrying the ghost forever, then. It's not, well, I don't think that's as bad as it sounds right now. You get used to it.
How many ghosts do you carry, Xoti?
And I think you see their lips move as they are obviously kind of running through a list in their head. We've got 26 now.
Willingly?
I mean, they died under my knife or in my arms or whatever, so they're mine.
I'm sorry you have such a burden. Is there any way we can help you carry the weight?
And I think Xoti just brusquely shakes their head like, of course not till I'm dead. What's Hestia doing on this march this morning?
Yeah, I think she seems particularly pensive. Um, what season do we think it is? We fought a land war, so it's probably like summer, high summer.
Yeah, or late summer, yeah, maybe when it's not going to be much later than that.
Yeah. So I think as we're uh, sort of going through this uh, landscape, I think we're probably out of the blasted regions of battle. Um, she's got uh, a sack, and she's just checking hedgerows, seeing if she can find anything to stick in the pot, um, fruits, eggs. Uh, and I think she finds some late blackberries and will uh, bring you over both a handful and look at you pointedly until you eat them. Uh, and then I think she'll sort of glance around to make sure no one else is listening and say, "Hey, last night you didn't. I know this is crazy. I thought I felt her for a little bit.
How?
I don't know, just like, hmm. You know when you go up and you talk to the prophets and there's that sort of, I don't know, just feeling in your chest that it's more than just those of you in the room, but like in a nice way.
Yes.
Well, for a moment, it almost felt like that again. I mean, and then it was, oh, to leap in the flames, the unceasing torments, etc.
Is it our faith? Or is it the truth that we remember?
Can't say so no. Fire's still hot though.
Keeping the ember alive.
Hmm.
Keeping the Ember alive seems like a good coda to that scene, right?
Yeah.
Let's take our break, and when we come back, we'll do our second event.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we are back. And this time we're going to roll for our second event, which is the panic tables.
Okay.
So again, we will each roll a single d4 and
3.
see what we get.
A 3 and 2 ones.
Get our ones out now, right?
Oy. Hopefully. Alright, so let's see what we got.
More Lordsworns?
Oh my gosh, what? Say what?
Kind of like Lone Knight.
Yeah.
Panicked. Okay. Lone Knight and...
So that will be either panicked or surviving,
Mm-hmm.
and either traveling or waiting.
I feel like waiting is appropriate.
I like panicked waiting.
Yeah.
Little contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Do we? Yeah, let's go with that. Do we think that's like at a bridge or a choke point? Is he like the rear guard, or like looking for challenges, or something kind of wildly inappropriate?
I feel like because he's panicked, like wildly inappropriate, like he was tasked to do something, but then wasn't completely explained to him like exactly what it is, so he's just following to the letter of the order, but not necessarily the spirit. Something like that, like something weird like that. So there's nobody to tell him to stand down or whatever. So he's just going by what he thinks he's supposed to do, which could be bad.
Yeah, guard our rear, and there are no rears left to guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's great. So whatever card we drew, we leave kind of in our hand. So basically, we're not going to see those Lordsworn again, thankfully, for a while. They don't get a chance to recover or anything. They just like won't die immediately in the next scene.
Yeah, exactly.
So we draw our second card.
Okay.
Also, I just picked something off the name table. How does Emont Legaarde sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a guy that could be panicked for sure.
A French knight?
Emont Legaarde.
It's off the Gallant Cavalry
there you
table.
go.
Nice.
Yeah. He sounds like a guy that would definitely get panicked about it. All right, so let's see. Where am I?
Well, good news. We're having a little night on night.
Oh, what the fringe? Oh my god.
That's Charlotte.
Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. Okay.
7 of Hearts.
King of Spades. Oh, my Creed Guard. Oh, this should be great.
This is like, well, I'm not sure which of my Grizzled Veteran and the Flowing Water Dancer is a tougher fighter, but you two seem to have definitely got your heavies out.
Marshaled our forces, you might say.
Yeah.
Ha! Although mine's like sentimental, but the hidden, not as softy as we think, but we'll see. Pardon.
Okay. Um, so yeah. So I have Wulfrid Coins or Grizzled Veteran. Um, so yeah. Do we see the three martial characters kind of going out to confront this knight? Do you think we all like did Kai send us, or did we just like make this decision ourselves?
Hmm. I think
Hmm.
Charlotte's impulse is to do what Kai says, but if Wolfred was like, "Oh yeah, we should go," I think she's very happy to fall in line. Also, I will say that Charlotte's keepsake is a protective charm your childhood friend gave you when you were squires. You do not know their fate, but you feel they still live.
Okay. Are we going to discover that it's Emont?
I mean, I feel like that's a
Oh shit.
reasonable. Yeah.
Oh crap.
Which means that Charlotte is probably going to be French. Let me update my notes.
You're not the only one with a favor, but yeah, there's something tied on. I'm gonna say that it's tied on Sovan's pros- sanctified prosthetic arm.
So yeah, I think yeah, Wilfred just like starts walking. It says maybe to Charlotte, like if we need to kill this asshole, like 2-on-1 seems fair, right?
I mean, if there's a challenge, I will certainly rise to it.
I mean, only if it really serves, right? I mean, we don't want to be just doing it to do it. We need to be thinking about this. We need to be wise about our choices.
I'm not picking a fight. He's
All right.
picking a fight.
Okay.
He is on the bridge,
Mm.
and he looks like the sort that will make demands that I have no patience to, fulfill.
I know you don't like the young whippersnappers getting in your way. I understand this.
Whoever he is, he has a very fine steed. We
Can
could
we
use a
see him?
horse.
Can we see him from here? Or we like you think his visor's down, so you're not sure if you recognize him yet.
Oh, I think definitely
Well,
visor down.
definitely visored, and
Yeah.
Okay,
as is
got it, got
as
it,
is
got it.
As a
Charlotte's,
Charlotte's,
right?
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm also imagining us sort of like standing on the top of a hill, looking down at this bridge with this, knight restively. Horse is not prancing a little bit, but like shifting uneasily, foot to foot.
He does represent an obstacle, but again, just should be fair. A fair fight.
How about this, Sovan? Seeing as you want so much for this to go peaceably, why don't I just not talk? We'll let um, we'll let you sort it out, and if you need our help, we won't wait around.
I'm all right if Charlotte takes the lead because night to night, I mean, it might make more sense.
I do not discount your orders, Sovan. They are ancient, if I feel like unfashionable would be perhaps an unkind thing to say, but also the truth.
When did fashion have to do anything with adhering to knightly tenets?
She shrugs.
Ah, yes. And he slings the halberd on his shoulder, and will go down the hill. I mean, he'll parlay with the guy first, see what it's about, and then he'll like kind of stand like an A stance, like far enough that he can like speak over, but not like yell uselessly, and to be heard to the knight on the bridge, and he'll say, "Lo, what is required for passage on this bridge?"
Seeing as Wulfrid is being quiet, I will play Emont, will I? Although
Mm-hmm.
that's a
Yeah.
self-fulfilling prophecy if I'm going to pick a fight.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Or I can play like the opposing.
Um,
I've
yeah,
played
so
blowhards.
I think the horse kind of, is spurred on to the edge of the bridge. Nostrils flare, like the cold, it's early in the morning. There's still a little bit of cold air. You see the kind of steam rise from this war machine, and the knight raises the lance, which no
And then
longer has a
he'd like
pennon on it.
and then Sovan will sigh and then just kind of like whip around his maroon cape and then like hold out the halberd and say, "Come no further. What is required to pass?"
I've been told, ordered to hold this bridge for a week against all comers.
To what
So
end?
all I require of you is to sit your ass down for a
I
week.
think not. You are blocking passage for anyone. Who are you? Who are you obeying, even?
We are not aiming to take the bridge. We have wounded. We are on our way home after a great defeat.
I assume you've rode up behind me,
Yeah,
Charlotte.
I think Charlotte's on foot. I
Okay,
don't
good.
think her horse survived.
Okay. Oh yeah, but you kept your visor down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So's that guy, I'm sure. But
My Lord Commander did. Are you in the habit of disobeying a direct order, or do you not have a lord?
Ouch. Uh, and I think Charlotte will just sort of pause at that moment and then say,
uh,
unless
Sovan will
Sovan
just
cuts
like
in. Uh,
Sovan will just like look at you, Charlotte, and say, "Hmm,
uh, because her helm is, of course, an owl, marking her as a Lordsworn of Mavos, and says, "Have you not fallen? Have you not heard?"
I have no news this past 2 days.
Many have fallen. My direct commander among them, and also our god, Mavos is dead. So no, we have no lord. None of us. And she'll gesture back at the sort of uh, ragtag remnants of what was once a great company.
let us pass. We
I
do
will
not mean you any
not.
harm."
I still hold my oaths. Let's get this over with. In a world where gods die in their dozens, what is there to live for?
There is no shame in stepping aside, boy.
Well, will you at least make it a fair combat? We have, as you can see, no mounts.
There are three of you. Is
I
that what
will
you
not
mean by a fair combat?
I will not raise any arms or involve myself in this combat. And he will swish his cape back and then like he'll step aside.
Wulfrid, will you let me handle this?
I think, you know, Wulfrid is like sitting on a stone a few yards back and goes, a fair fight? Are we stupid now?
Wulfrid,
Well,
stop.
wisdom is dead, so why not? And I think she'll sort of turn and come closer to Wilfred and say a little bit more quietly, um, listen, everything is wrong. Everything is different. We can do. This is simple, at least. Let me do this. Let me do one thing I can do.
I leave it to you. You can parley with this knight, and if not, then tilt. He hauls the halberd on his shoulder, and then we'll go sit with Wulfrid. And at the very least, it's like, bring his halberd down if he has to keep Wulfrid, like, in line. So,
Yeah, so I think, Wilfred, doesn't have the leverage to stand up, the halberd at just the right point sits him back down.
mhm.
And, he leans over and pulls out a hip flask and, offers you, like, there's not much left, but,
Oh, by all means, it's like, take your fill, friend.
I've got 2 shillings on our friend. I'll give you 2-to-1 odds.
You would bet. Wait, are you betting on Charlotte or against her?
I'm betting on Charlotte,
All right.
obviously.
All right, but why am I betting against Charlotte?
Well, you didn't open with the bet, so I guess you could not bet, or you could bet against her.
No. No.
Okay. Okay. So,
Uh, yeah, I think on the bridge, Charlotte, unsheathes her Zweihander and says, if we wait for 5 days, our medic is already very wounded. I do not know that we have the time. We must return back to the prophets and, well, I'll be frank, I don't know what happens after that. But it's not important. It's not important. Uh, this is important. We need to get through.
so yeah, I think when the knight dismounts, you can kind of see his hand shaking a little bit, and he plants the lance in the earth. He puts a nose bag on the horse and hobbles it, and kind of brushes it, but you can definitely sense that he's more like calming and soothing himself than the horse, right?
Mm.
And
I didn't know
yeah,
there was a grooming the prelude to this. He's talking to Wilfred.
um, I mean, Wilfred probably says something prosaic like knights. Um, yeah, and Emont, um, I guess draws from the array of weapons that are on the other side of the bridge his own greatsword. and walks, clanks over towards the center where you are, waiting for him. And may, maybe he says, "Might I know your name before I kill you?"
Uh, and I think she'll say, that is quite honor than most of my compatriots have been given. So I'm Charlotte. And you?
Emont.
Emont.
And now we should probably roll, right?
Yeah, I think so. Good time for it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
uh, this is the one where we roll secretly,
We're,
right?
we're rolling 3 dice and then assigning them secretly.
Okay.
Hmm.
What the? Ugh.
The dice are as kind as ever, huh?
Uh-huh. Again, I'm not taking any big swings, so it's like which dice is like you. Sorry. Ah, son of a gun.
Oh, when we take wounds, are we supposed to roll on the wounds table?
Oh yeah,
Oops.
it's not hugely important until we see the character next, right? Because I forgot, but like we roll to see like where it is, how bad it is, how long it'll take to heal.
Okay,
None
I
of
said
those things
hand on
have
mine, so whatever.
none of those things have any mechanical heft really to them,
Mhm.
but they're useful to know. Uh, we can roll for our guys after this.
Okay.
I've rolled and assigned the dice.
I have not assigned dice yet. I'm sorry.
I'm good to go when y'all are.
I am almost there. Hold on.
Oh, you're good. Take your time. It's just we have no way of telling.
No, absolutely none. Um,
I enjoy this. I like the suspense.
sure. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Hmm. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
what?
for folks who are listening, that's a 141 for the Grizzled Veteran, 323 for the Noble Knight, and 432 for the Creed Guard.
Interesting display. God dang it. Son of a gun. Okay.
It's exactly the same dice I had last time from exactly the same people.
It sure
What's
is.
different? Sorry.
I guess we can have our meta discussion about success or failure. We seem to be in less terrible trouble this time than last time. There's less ones. I have them all this time.
Sorry. Supposed to be. Well, you know.
So I could dump one of those ones in a failure if other people want to succeed.
Yeah, I think it's interesting if Charlotte gets a wound, so I'm gonna take that 2 in wounds, I think. And
Okay.
I'll pop a success and a morale,
Okay.
because it's all the same.
I'm just trying to think of like where it's not going to change much. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Um. mm,
Yeah, it makes sense for Wulfrid not to get hurt.
Yeah.
But he does have to
Um,
watch his young compatriot be an idiot.
yeah. I mean,
Chicky.
if we had just done this his way, right, we would have been fine. The dice obviously would completely disagree with that, but that is fictionally why he is so like beating himself up about having sat down and let himself be sat down.
I'm just trying to think of like why it's like If he doesn't get involved in the fight, it's like, he wouldn't have any wounds and success. I don't know what the hell. Um, like why he would have a failure. Um,
And Charlotte's wound is a bad arm wound that she can walk off, probably because it's on her arms.
yeah. So I mean, like, like uh, Sylvan's not gonna get any wounds, but like trying to figure out like whether it's like success or morale that he's taken.
Well, whatever you choose for success is what's going to happen.
Okay, all right, then success then for 4, and then just like less morale, but I don't know how to explain that one. uh,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can play, right? But I
hmm.
think, is it worth playing out the fight? We know what happens and what the consequences for Charlotte are.
Oh,
Do
you know
we?
what? Maybe this is where like maybe instead Sovan will get a wound. Hold on. So I'll switch it out. So wound. So morale is 3, and wound is 1. So he'll get a wound. Yeah, he'll get 1 wound because it's like if something happens with Charlotte, then he can like always step in and help her out. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Um, so T, do we wanna role play through the fight a little bit, and then we can do the like aftermath? Well, like I
Yeah.
guess when he says Emont, like, do you let your guard down? Like Charlotte isn't that uncommon a name. Maybe there's a bit of his brain that's going, I recognize the accent, the way she swings a sword, all that kind of stuff. But like for
Hmm.
you, do you think you know immediately?
Yeah, because it says they were childhood friends, and she hasn't seen him in years. Oh, was it the specific
So when you
verbiage?
were squire, so I guess like
Squires. Okay, so we would
younger
have. Yeah.
teenagers, yeah.
Yeah. And I think at the point where he says them on, like they've already agreed to fight, neither of them could back down without losing honor. And she doesn't have a lot left. She wants to hold on to that at least. So, yeah, I think she definitely starts off back-footed. And also, she's just been traveling by foot in full armor for, I guess it's a week, right? So she is not, you know, exactly peppy. And I think it's sort of a long, grinding fight. Uh, and yeah, it's a success. And she didn't lose morale. Hmm. So I think at the end of this, she will feel, well, I guess it's for the company, um, but she will feel as if she has behaved honorably and in a way that is not devastating to her, but everyone else is upset about. Hmm. I'm open to pitches for what that would look like.
I mean, do, here's the thing I wonder, like, do you defeat Emont, but like, do you kill him or do you have mercy on him? Like,
Because
what is there a détente, or is there like you're standing there over your childhood friend having done this for the company and we all like now realize this is like
or
what?
yeah, or like this is like where maybe it's a strange thing where he's towering over you, and then like Sovan feels like he needs to step in at least defend you, and that's how he gets
Hmm.
a wound. Because I rolled on it, and it's like there's an arm wound. It could be worse, but it's for life.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think Yeah, I think what it is the end of the battle. Right, the end of the first fight, right? Her fight with Amon. Uh, she is standing there. Um, I don't think you can see the wound itself, but I think he like got a cut in under her shoulder pauldron. I think that's what
Hmm.
that's called.
Yeah.
So you can see there's like
Okay.
blood
Right.
dripping down her armor, but you can't see the scope of the wound. And I think she's got him on his back and will sort of uh, kick off his helm and say, "Well, uh, I think it's a victory to me. Do you yield?" And I think he doesn't yield. Um, and I think she will just sort of I don't know if he says anything. Maybe he just sort of like shakes his head, and then she'll remove her helm and say, uh, "I'm looking for his name again, Amon. Uh, Amon, I've defeated you. What have you done? You're not going to yield. You're going to be defeated by us one by one. What, what can come of this? Take the loss. Let us through."
Take the
Yes.
loss, boy.
And yeah, I think like the obviously you can see his face and the maybe the visor has been broken under like a smashing Quillon of your Zweihander, and like you see uh tears go down his cheeks as he like struggles to get the handle, and he says, "There's nothing for me to go home for. There is just the Lord Commander. I was the last one left."
And I think she'll nod slightly, and then lean forward and rummage, I guess, in his armor for a bit. And he's still wearing his charm, his protective charm around his neck as she does around hers. And she will slip it off his head and say, "I understand, but I'm not going to make the mercy blow." And she'll stand and salute and say, uh, "I will, your horse, I will make sure she's looked after."
Does he try to go after you, and this is where Sovan has to step in?
I don't know. I think it's identical.
I'm just trying to figure out how to explain, like, him getting a wound, so. Mm.
Yeah, I think, he kind of rolls over and he's looking off the bridge, and then he just needs to, I don't know, wants to be put out of his misery. And he takes out the dagger, this armor piercing dagger, and raises it.
This
And
is where, like, Sovan will, like, leap out faster than you would think, like, and he's bringing the halberd around in a wide arc, and he will, like, lead with his prosthetic sanctified prosthetic arm. He'll take the he'll take the dagger blow in the arm, and then, like, he sweeps the halberd round to trip the kid up, and then psh,
over the bridge.
yeah. But I mean, if he was going to do that to Charlotte, it's like, oh hell no, little boy. So, and he kind of looks down. He kind of looks down like where the kid fell, and then like he just says, "Adherence to duty is no excuse for betrayal."
And I think Charlotte will give you a sort of inscrutable look, and then put her helm back on and see if she can go find Xoti.
Yeah. So I think like Wulfrid, ambles over the bridge, kind of looks over. I told you we have to help.
I wanted to give her a chance. I was not going to butt in if they needed to work it out themselves.
Hmm. I'm not sure that horse is going to take any of us.
Hmm.
The question is, will he let us go through the saddlebags?
Hmm. Good question. I think perhaps maybe Sovan will test out how good he is at animal husbandry and see if he can at least grab the reins for the horse, and it's allow Wulfrid to sift through the saddlebags and stuff. So between the two of them, I think they can see if there's anything worth getting, I guess. If the horse won't, obey us.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Um,
but
I,
yeah.
I imagine maybe like the horse is fed and hobbled. We can probably drag him along for a while till it's evident that the old rider isn't coming back. But maybe we've got to use our veteran tricks to
Hmm.
keep the horse around.
Yeah.
What's There seemed to be a lot of talking in that fight, Sovan. What's Charlotte really just trying to talk him down?
Did you know him, Charlotte?
Yes.
And even with mercy, he did not want to yield.
It didn't have anything to keep going for.
So he had nothing left except for stubborn adherence to duty? What? It seems like such a waste.
Perhaps it's more than we've got at the moment.
I feel like, at the very least, we have each other. Whether some of
Maybe
us want to or not, he's yelling over to Wulfrid.
I was about to say it's not an easy thing to be left as a forlorn hope. Can do strange things to a man.
true. And he's looking at his prosthetic arm and at the gouge of the dagger. Blessed be.
I mean, I do not know what your vows were, Sovan, but mine were to fight and die, not try and live forever. And yet here I am.
My oaths were to be there for my God. Be there for my companions. Be there for those I considered family and those that I loved. And not in any particular order. So, if your oaths include just following orders, maybe there was not enough heart behind it to keep him going. But that was his choice. It is always a choice.
I think I can see why your auto went out of fashion. Too many things to be held in opposition to balance.
Listen, we're a sworn company. Doesn't whatever has happened before, we're in this all together. That's why I didn't want to stand back. I don't care about his honor. I care about our lives. We're all going to get through this together. That's the oath we have now. That's our honor, surviving to get home.
I was always told you should not make oaths you know you're going to break.
Sovan looks directly at you, Charlotte, and says, I was not going to let you die.
And I think she gives you another sort of inscrutable oath. No, not oath. Another sort of inscrutable look. And says, if it was about letting, I think we'd all be in a very different place right now. Mm, you're hurt as well. We should get this into.
This? It'll be something to talk about. Sanctified for the ages.
Sanctified room. No, don't listen to me. I'm in a dark mood.
You are also wounded. You need some tending. And this is where he's going to pull out, from his pouch, some of the bandages or whatever. Put pressure on it. We'll wrap it. And get that ridiculous armor off. At least for a little while.
I think Charlotte just lets you tend to her. And she's just silent.
Think, yeah. I mean, like, since we're over the bridge, near the bridge, whatever, like, he like rinses it out and like we'll wrap up your wounds and yeah.
I think she does take her armor off though, over the course of this, and will stow it on the horse, right?
Yeah.
It's used to carrying armor.
Yep.
Okay, so housekeeping. Each of you has a wound,
Ah, yes.
and we lose 1 morale from the company.
Oh boy. Oh god. Yeah.
And when morale hits 0, the game ends, correct?
Yes.
Or we trigger an end scene or something.
We go to the epilogue. But there is a 4 result on the morale table that gives us morale back. So,
Okay.
we
Yeah, I think that's what Hestia took last time.
yeah, that withstood the terrible morale loss that the rest of us took. Yeah, so we can definitely like control the rate at which we fail. It will come to a point where it's better to lose a member of the company than lose a morale, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be cheerily wounded or decimated, but we're gonna keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that is the end of week 1.
Damn. Amazing.
Let's stop the recording and we'll do our debrief.